Hello, everybody. It is a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. It's been snowing all morning. Look at all that beautiful snow that my husband will have to shovel pretty soon. But it is pretty. I have some plants here on the window that I've been growing. This is my avocado plant. I'm so proud of her. She is so pretty. Look at her. She's growing so tall. She's gorgeous. I don't think I'm ever going to get avocados from her, but I'm proud that she is growing. All right, so I made a few changes to my kitchen. I didn't do anything crazy because my budget was like $200. Not a lot. And you better believe that most of the materials I used were either thrifted, repurposed, or free, because that's how I do it. Now, anyone looking at my kitchen, I don't know if they're gonna think that my kitchen is any better than it was before, but I'll leave that up to you. So you let me know down in the comments if you think my kitchen looks worse or better than it did before. So let's jump right in. This is my kitchen. This is how it looked when we first moved in. As you can see, it is very neutral. Not that there's anything wrong with neutrals, it's just not for me. I tend to lean more towards color. But I do like neutrals. There's nothing wrong with neutrals. You're going to see lots of neutrals in the rest of my house. But this kitchen was just not doing it for me. It is functional. It works just fine. There's nothing wrong with it except that it's a little old. It's a little on the old side. This house was built in the 1960s and nothing much has changed. Like I said, my budget is very low, so I will not be doing anything to the cabinets or the countertops except for just a good scrub, good cleaning. I will be changing the floors, the curtains, the wall paint, one light fixture, and I will also be adding some shelving. I have already cleared everything off the countertops, including the very large microwave that was next to the fridge. I will be replacing it with a smaller one and relocating it to a more accessible area because it was pretty tight between the fridge and the microwave in that corner. It was really hard to get anything in and out of the microwave there, so I am going to move it. I am going to take this wood trim off because it has been getting very wet every day for a while now and it is growing mold. So I'm gonna not get rid of it. I will not be getting rid of it. I will be reusing it and moving it to where I have some trim missing at the top of my cabinets. There's some trim missing there, so I will be reusing this trim and save myself some money. My intention was to tile the entire backsplash, but I did not thrift enough tile for that. So I'm just going to do a trim around the countertops and the wall behind the stove. Now, anyone who cooks knows this wall can get pretty dirty. Every time I try to clean it, I took some of the paint off. So I thought the best solution was to tile it. I'm not an expert by any means, but I have tiled before, so I thought I could do this. And in order to keep the tile level with the countertop and straight, and from sliding down the wall, I needed a long straight edge. This is all I could find. I can feel you judging me. But I'm resourceful, okay? It's not even long enough, but I managed, and it turned out like this. Not too terrible, I think. I found a box of this green and blue tile for just $5 at the Restore, and I thought it was perfect for this kitchen. The white tile I already had from a previous project, so it was already in my stash. I did seal everything with a grout sealer to make sure it lasts long and it makes it easier for me to clean. I really like this checkered pattern. It's simple but interesting, I think. Let me know if you would do anything different. Like I said earlier, I did replace the microwave with a smaller one, and I moved it over to this corner. It works a lot better there. The stove hood is older than dirt, but it works well, so I'm keeping it for now. Besides, the budget said nope. So far, I've spent a total of $5. Let's move on to this pendant light fixture above the sink. It's looking industrial and naked. Can't say that I love it. I don't like the imprisoned light bulb look. So I swapped it out for this one. She's glass, she's textured, she's blue, and she was affordable at just $45 at the Restore. Sure, she's facing backwards and her light bulb is crooked, but we can see past all that. She's still cute. The blue curtains were a Goodwill find at just $7 for 2 panels, and they couldn't have been more perfect. I love that yellow color in combination with the green and the blues. Next, I replaced the missing trim, and that cost me nothing. I used a few nails and some wood glue to stick it up there. And of course, I removed all the grime and the mold first. It looks good. Moving right along, let's focus on these floors. These floors were covered in a single sheet of vinyl, and they had a bit of texture to them, which made them very difficult to keep clean. And the light color did nothing but showcase the dirt. With these 12 by 12 tiles, I can't really say what they're made of, but they are strong and most importantly, easy to clean. I think the dark color is a nice contrast to the light green walls. I used tile cement to stick them down so they are not going anywhere. I got 5 boxes for just $45 at the Restore. I realized the placement was a little bit off when I got to this row here, but let's just ignore that. Here's my cat to distract you from it. He's asking to be let out. We're trying to train him to ring the bell so that he tells us when he wants to go out. But he only does it sometimes, you know, he's a cat. ¿Tú quieres salir? Mira, Pablo, toca la campana. You want to go out? Ring the bell. Bye. Now I'm addressing this back door. I don't want to cover it because I do need all the light I can get in this kitchen. But I am going to bring in a little more of those blues, greens, and yellows into the space. And I'm going to do that by covering the glass panes. I'm using this cellophane plastic. The pack comes in different colors, but we're just going to use the 3 that I mentioned. This is a very easy way to give a window that stained glass effect without spending a lot of money. I got this pack of, I think it's 48 pieces for maybe just $6 off Amazon. I gotta check, but I think it was $6. Let me show you how I installed it. I'm going to remove one. It's already cut to size. I will spray the surface. This is a spray that's specifically made for this type of project, but you can use water too. You can just spray some water on the glass and it works just fine. But I find that this liquid does work a lot better, and I found it at Goodwill for just $2, so I picked it up. Why not? Then all you do is take a plastic tool such as this card that I have here and press out all the excess liquid like so. It's better to angle it and just press it up against the glass and smooth everything out. And this is how it looks. So far we have spent $110. Next I'm going to remove this pot rack here. Not sure why that's there, but we're going to replace it with a couple of shelves. I don't know about you, but I find that shelves are very expensive for no reason. Tell you what though, you can find excellent shelves at the thrift stores for under $15. Which is where I found mine, course. I paid $8 for both shelves. I styled them with a few cookbooks and accessories. I will also be adding a small table and chair to this wall under the shelves right here because I feel like I need a place to sit. Just when I'm cooking, sometimes I just want to take a break and sit down and I don't want to leave the kitchen. So I think this will be a nice area to have a small chair and a table. And for that, I will take a portion of this coffee table that was left here by the previous owners of this house. I will only use this rounded side. This is how it looks. I painted it in a pale blue to match the curtains and the tile used in the backsplash. It's the perfect spot to sit and chat with whoever's making lunch or dinner. I couldn't pass up this happy face neon sign at the thrift store. He makes me smile, and for just $2, I had to bring him home. I've had this stool for many years, and it was in pretty rough shape when I was working on this kitchen. I wish I would have taken a picture of him before I painted him. But I gave him a new paint job and a new cushion and new fabric. And now he looks great. He only cost me $2 for the fabric and the padding that I used on the seat. So far, I've spent $122. I've added these mirrored shelves or sconces. I'm not sure what they are. Please let me know down below if you know what these are called. They are made of wood. Here's a picture of the back of them. I painted them white and I'm using them for my plants right now. They were only $3 for each of them, so I paid $6 in total for both. And I like how fresh and clean they look. I installed a sconce above the window for extra lighting. It's not wired, but I placed a battery-operated puck light inside that I can just turn it on or off with a remote. The sconce was left behind in the house, so I only had to pay for the puck light, which cost me $5 at a retail store. As you've noticed, I painted the walls a sage green, and because the side of the refrigerator, it can be seen from the living room. So I chose to paint it the same color as the walls because I don't want to see the fridge. It just looked, the color of the fridge was a very dark gray. It just didn't look right. And I didn't want to see it from the living room. So I painted it green, the same color as the wall. And the paint was left over from when I painted my living room. You can see a little of it in this picture here. You can see part of the living room. It's the same color green as the kitchen. I paid $55 for a gallon of paint at a retail store. I did cover the side of the fridge before I painted it with some peel and stick wallpaper that I had in my stash. So I didn't actually paint the refrigerator itself. I just painted the paper that I put over it so it can be removed. And I think I paid $5 for the peel and stick paper. A few pieces of art with magnets, and that was it. My kitchen is done. Let's take a look. I spent a grand total of $187 on this project. Now for the big question, does my kitchen look better or worse than it did before? Let me know down below what you think, and I will see you next time.